I'm Audrey Scheper on TrumpForAll.us. Standing next to me is an amazing couple. They're so beautiful, Anita and her husband, Emanuel. Let's find out, what are they doing here tonight? What are you doing here tonight?
We are here to see the great Ben Carson, meet him in person. I was so transfixed with him during the election cycle of 2016, and actually he was my pick, and then I fell in love with Trump and never left, but I loved his book, and the man is so talented, and his story talks about the greatness of this country. And his mother couldn't read, and she knew the importance of being literate and reading, and he did not know that until later in life, and that will stay with me forever.
I'm getting chills, just chills, listening to what she's saying about Dr. Ben Carson. This is so beautiful. You know, I haven't really read everything about him. What I do know about him, I was grew up as an Adventist, and I know he's a Seventh-day Adventist. That's what I know. But a lot of people didn't know that, so I hope I'm correct.
Well, what I love about him is his story, right? His story is about making it in the U.S. He goes from basically poverty, mother can't read, he learns to read and becomes one of the greatest neurosurgeons there is. So, I mean, he's a perfect example of what America's about, and I love that story.
I love that too, and you guys said it well. You know, I mean, I've talked to several people about the way you said it. That's correct. That's the American dream, and coming out of can read and to raise a son to that high.
Yes, absolutely.
So tonight, all of us have the honor of meeting Dr. Ben Carson. I'm hoping that he will come on my studio right here. So share with us, you're also the president of a fine club, New Braunfels Conservative, right here in New Braunfels. What inspired you to get involved?
What inspired me was I watched my home state of California just deteriorate into an untenable situation to live in. As an entrepreneur, they taxed me out of the state. There were so many regulations that put the burden on the entrepreneur, the job providers, and it became unbearable. And the beauty of it will always remain, and there are a lot of conservatives, but the voting, harvesting, which is a problem, as you know, that it became to a point where I lost hope in the system of elections. And my husband is a Texan, and upon several trips of visiting his family, I fell in love with this great state, and I am fighting to maintain the greatness of Texas.
Amen. As a Texan, how do you feel about everybody, including ourselves, moving into your state? What is that? What is that like?
Well, you know, it's interesting because if you come to Texas to be a Texan, I embrace it. Don't come to Texas to be a Californian, or a New Yorker, or any of those other things. If you're going to be in Texas, be a Texan, and come here for those reasons. Don't bring what has brought some of the greatest cities like San Francisco and New York to the knees. Don't bring that here. Texas is beautiful. San Antonio is probably one of the beautiful, oldest cities that I know. And I'd hate to see that get ruined. I hate to see the state of Texas go the way of some of these East and West Coast states.
Well said, and I appreciate what you just said. That's amazing, and that's why many of us are here, because we want to keep Texas red, and we want to save America. What's your message you want to send out to the audience, to your audience, to the people around the country?
I want to say, be fearless, be brave, seek the truth, and always know that God is behind you. And keep your family and friends closer, and talk to people, because we're amazing human beings, and most people have been indoctrinated by this horrible, atrocious media that have been spewing lies and just taking advantage of people that are suffering. And there is so much hope, but you have to seek the truth.
Well said. This couple is amazing. I could go on and just ask you guys. This is powerful, and this is what we need to do. Get involved. Get involved.
Absolutely. Do something.
How do you want the people to find you and to get to know your club. I know your club is doing fabulously.
Thank you. I'm very proud of the club. Our board is fantastic. Our members, the membership keeps growing. New BraunfelsConservatives.com. We meet the third Monday of every month. And go to our website and check us out. And we embrace the activists and the old school, the new school, the people, the young, that we honor the pioneers of this great Comal County that it was once a blue county, and these women got together and they started NBRW that became NBC.
Wow.
And so it is very inspiring, and I am humbled to lead during this time in our country.
Beautiful. Well said. Miss Anita, if there's anything that I did not ask you, what else you want them to know? Is there anything that I didn't ask you that you wanted to get out?
Well, I want to say I have a high school education, and I'm a product of this great country's American dream. And I came here on the day President Trump was elected, and I joined NBRW, a conservative club, a women's club, and I started doing hospitality, and I am now president. And so have we heard from Congress, from cotton to Congress? I say from hospitality to president.
Amen, amen. Is there anything else?
And for me, don't be the guy sitting on the sidelines. Be a part of history, register and vote.
Register to vote. Thank you, guys.